Well, let's talk about that split because you mentioned Andreas. And again, he was back on our show in 2015, 17, and 19. And he's talking about this concept of DeFi. He's not using that term because it hadn't been adopted yet, but he's talking about this future infrastructure where we could, program things and build things, and it's going to change the world. And it was interesting how you said early on that all of that has now become true, but it didn't actually happen on the Bitcoin platform. It happened on Ethereum. And maybe you could explain that to people who maybe are either new to this space or don't understand why that happened and why you think that is also what's going to continue to happen.
But anyways, listen to Andreas Antonopoulos and reading through, the Internet of Money, all of his books that he's written on Bitcoin. He talked about that the first layer of technology from this point forward is always going to be money, because obviously we all know money makes the world go round, and everything ultimately gets back to money. And because of that, any technology that comes from this point forward is going to help kind of the rails of money to move faster, because we're still using basically the same technology to transfer money that, for decades now, when we've had better technology. As you know, the central banks kind of run the world. That probably has a lot to do with it. Bitcoin was kind of supposed to solve that. Bitcoin was supposed to be the Internet of Money. It was supposed to be the way that people transact from this point forward. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Why? Because I've got a friend, Jacob Canfield, who bought a mattress on overstock.com when they started accepting Bitcoin back in 2016. He bought a mattress that in 2017 was worth $400,000. Today, that mattress is worth over $1 million. The number one use case of Bitcoin, as defined by Bank of America in a recent report, is that it goes up in value. It appreciates in value. You're not going to want to use Bitcoin to send money because having the Bitcoin itself is more valuable. And that's easily reflected in my story, to where if you look back at how much money I would have had if instead of buying the software, if I just would have bought the Bitcoin, I would have had millions of dollars. But instead, I just had the software. And so people have got to the point where they don't want to spend their Bitcoin. Now, we work with a company called crypto.com where we have a metal Visa card, and we take some profit sometimes and use that card. We support them. We think it's good, but we know in the back of our mind that all the money that we do spend is money that eventually would be worth more. But since Bitcoin's got these bull and bear cycles, it makes sense to lock in some profit sometimes by doing that. But overall, Bitcoin is not the future of decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is what Andreas Antonopoulos was actually defining 5 years ago without even knowing, and beyond, without even knowing that he was really doing that, setting the tone for what would be the future, which is DeFi. So decentralized finance in a nutshell is what Bitcoin was kind of supposed to be in the beginning. It's removing the third parties, removing the intermediaries, removing the need for a credit card processing company to step in the middle and do business for you on your behalf and then charge you a fee for it. We're getting rid of that so you can do it directly. And basically anything you can do at a bank, is going to be done in the future in DeFi. And these bankers, they know this. Bank of America in that same report said they're not worried about Bitcoin. They're worried about decentralized finance. And that's why I think right now you see a lot of negativity during the recent price drop about Ethereum, because a lot of these institutions are accumulating Ethereum, because to understand DeFi is to understand Ethereum. It's Ethereum's number one use case at this point. And like you said, DeFi is going to be the number one way that people are going to change their lives financially in the future.
DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. This is a $9 trillion per year marketplace. I want to talk about our brand new DeFi Academy. Our first program is called the DeFi Accelerator, and we have been absolutely inundated with applications from around the world. I'm going to be talking about how you can profit from what I'm calling the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. Decentralized finance is already revolutionizing the world of finance. You just don't know it yet. I'm going to talk about the difference between DeFi and cryptocurrencies. There's a big difference. I want to go into how to trade the markets. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes emotional discipline. It takes intelligence. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm looking for a small group of people who want to actively participate in this upcoming DeFi revolution. I'm looking for serious individuals only with real net worth who want to build this exciting financial infrastructure. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, investors, colleagues who want to join forces and create real value and generational wealth. If you're one of those people, go to londonreal.tv/DeFi and submit your application. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. You have a chance now to join me on this incredible adventure for the next 10 years. It will change your life, the lives of your children and grandchildren, maybe the life of billions of people on this planet. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?